Hello and welcome to RAF Cosford for the final game of the Inter Services Netball, and this is the first time we've streamed it live on BFBS. I'm Kath Brazier and I'm joined by Gemma Williams and Hetty Tinsdale from the Royal Navy. We like to have a neutral stand here. You girls have enjoyed a really good couple of days. Just tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Chief Petty Officer Gemma Williams, and I work at RAF Marham. And I'm part of the Met Office there, so I'm a weather forecaster. It's been quite interesting this week with the snowy weather.
Thank God netball's not an outside sport. That's
absolutely, what we absolutely. I've been involved with Inter Services for 14 years, and I've probably only ever missed one, so I know a lot of the girls, and it's going to be an exciting match today.
It will be. Hetty, how about you?
Hiya, I'm MA Hetty Tinsdale. I'm a medical assistant and I work on board one of our Type 45 destroyers at the moment. This is only my second season in doing Inter Services. I played UCAF last year, which was really exciting, but I think this is going to be a really good match.
Yes, so just a reminder, it is the final. The Royal Navy unfortunately losing both of their matches, but you girls really did play well, and I'm not just saying that because I'm so impressed by the quality here. The British Army are already out and we're just waiting for the the Royal Air Force to march on, and then of course we'll have the introduction of the players when I'll shut up, and you'll be glad of that in about an hour's time, that there are breaks without my voice. But yeah, you girls having played both of these now, I don't want you to make predictions, but two really strong sides, I think.
Absolutely. The Army has dominated for the past 5 years, ever since we won it in 2016. But it'd be good to see the RAF make it a good day, take it to the Army. But it will be close. I'm going to go for the Army on this one.
Hetty?
See, the RAF are getting stronger each year. They were strong last year, and this year they're looking even more dangerous. So I'm going to go for the RAF.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just wait as the teams are introduced. Right, girls, so as we hear the national anthem there, the teams are introduced, and we'll all see the toss for first centre pass and choosing which end. And we'll talk about the teams in a minute, but you can cut the tension with a knife. The bleachers are full here. It's going to be it's going to be hard to stay on my feet today, I think, because the bleachers are going to be rocking. We'll come back to Hetty and Gemma in a minute, but first of all, we did speak to both captains before this match. We spoke to Vice Captain Anna Muldoring from the Army, but first up, Emily Fitzpatrick of the RAF, and she talked about how much she was looking forward to this match match up against the Army, and that's who I spoke to first.
I think it does give us confidence. We practice what we've been doing in training, different setups. It was good to have everyone on court as well. We had our whole team on, which was really nice. But I think the Army will be tough to come into, but I think we've got it. And yesterday's match just prepped us, gave us a high coming into today.
And you're both on an even playing field. They saw you play, you saw them play on day one. They saw you play yesterday, had a rest day, got to look at what they're... So, and you have got home advantage. Do you think that will bring anything for you?
I think it will help having the home advantage. I know we've got people coming in to cheer this afternoon, so I hope we can raise the noise a bit in this place, but I think it's still anyone's game, to be honest.
What would it mean, though, to RAF Netball to clinch that Open title, which you haven't looked at for a long time now?
I think it would mean everything. I know our coaches, obviously, they've been in the setup a while, haven't had that win. Players I know have been in this for seasons, haven't got it, so it mean a lot. Me being my second season, it's quite new still, but I think it'll mean everything. You'll have the cheer, we'll have everyone from masters all the way down to devs to our squad, everyone involved, parents, spectators. It'll mean the world if we won.
The girls are all in really high spirits. Everyone's super excited. We know RAF are going to come out at us hard. They had a good scoreline against the Navy yesterday, but it gave us a chance to have a look at them and how they play as well. And yeah, we're just going to go out as hard as we can and as fast as we can.
Is there any pressure because the Army have been fairly dominant, at least in the last 10 years? I know the last time anyone else won the Open Championship was the Navy in 2016. Is that an added pressure, or do you sort of carry that quite well as a team, do you think?
I think there's always pressure coming into Inter Services. Like, everyone always really wants to win, and the fact that we are the reigning champions does add that a little bit more. But the girls love it. Like, we rise to it and we feed off the crowd. The support's always awesome. So yeah.
It was a big win for the RAF yesterday because they haven't, I don't think won an Open Championship for the last few years. So do you think they'll be riding off of that and also home advantage?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, over the last couple of years, RAF have just been getting stronger and stronger, and they've really brought it this year. And having that home crowd as well, like, for sure it's going to be a nail-biting match.
All the best, and I look forward to a good match.
Thank you.
And as the two teams warm up here before this final of Inter Services, the Open category I should mention as well, we have had wins for the Army in the development and the Masters categories so far, and I'm sure the girls in red will be looking to make that 3 out of 3, but I'm sure the light blue girls will also be hoping that they can make their mark here. Let's quickly go through the starting sevens. First of all, for the RAF, goalkeeper Julie Adamson, Steph Baker at goal defence, Lauren Biggs at wing defence, Emily Fitzpatrick, their captain, at centre, Hannah Frey at wing attack, Ashley Davis at goal attack, Faye Bateson at goal shooter. Gemma and Hetty, any names in that RAF lineup that have stood out for you the last couple of days?
So, Faye Bateson, their goal shooter, you can't knock her performance. This whole tournament, well, yesterday, her match against us in the Navy, she just absolutely smashed it. And she's been away for 6 months as well, so she's not even been playing that much this season, and to come in and have a stormer like she did, that's really good. From the defensive end, I think Steph Baker, she had a real impact yesterday and was dangerous, so I think they've got strength on both ends.
Any comments, Gemma, or should I go on to the Army?
RAF-wise, Julie Adamson, she's been
legend.
Legend. She's been playing a while, almost as long as I have. She's one to watch in that goalkeeping circle. So much experience, and it's a good pairing up for there with Steph Baker.
Okay, so the Army starting seven, we've got Dee Bolokoro at goalkeeper, Catherine Chadwick at goal defence, Amy Howell at wing defence. In the centre, it's Sally Fisher, Anna Muldering at wing attack, Millie Price at goal attack, and Ellie Noelli at goal shooter. Obviously, there's some big names in there. But again, Gemma, come to you first. Any names that stand out, aside from the obvious, maybe?
Well, the obvious is obviously goalkeeper Dee Bolokoro, Fijian international, played for the Welsh Celtic Dragons. Mm-hmm. She's going to be dominant, and it'll be quite interesting to see if they actually then put her in the shooting circle and pair up with Ellie Noelli. Their partnership over the years has been absolutely fantastic. And indeed, in the shooting circle, Ellie with Millie Price, again, so much experience in there, and it'll be a good contest.
Hetty?
Amy Howell, I think she played really good the other day, and she's dangerous. She's dangerous with her arms, and she can get interception, she can get ball.
Let's remember, this isn't a contact sport. Hetty's not saying she's hitting anyone, but yeah, she's long-limbed, and she just seems to be everywhere, doesn't she? And she's young and fresh and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, girls, a great lineup. Just read through the subs quickly. The subs for the RAF, we've got Robin Sherrington, Chess Kennard Kettle, Kelsey Dawes, Nat Karkoska, and Maisie Osborne. And of course, I'm sure they will all feature at some point. The Army subs, Chloe Marion, Hannah Gapper, Maria Matau, and Lo Tuagi. I'm probably saying those names wrong, but I should have practiced.
You're doing it better than we are.
Say what you see, girls. That's what I've said to the head of this. Just a reminder to all our new netball fans. I know we've gathered a lot over the last couple of days, and welcome to the BFBS Live. We are live on the Forces News Facebook site and the Forces News YouTube site. Please do comment. Please do tell us where you are, who you're supporting. I know there are a lot of family and friends out there who haven't been able to make it in person, and luckily we're bringing it to you live, probably into your office blocks. I'm imagining there's quite a few people watching it on silent, I hope, who are at work, mums and dads maybe, and brothers and sisters, and generally friends. But yeah, please do let us know what you think of our commentators as well, because that's always welcome. I don't want to get all the flack.
Be nice, guys, be nice.
Yeah, they're nice mostly. We delete the nasty ones, it's fine. And yeah, so just a reminder that we're here at RAF Cosford. This is the final game in the open category for the Inter Services. It's the British Army, the reigning champions, against the Royal Air Force, the hosts. And again, the development team competition has been won by the Army, and so has the Masters. And I believe the Army men played a game last night and lost by 1 goal. But I mean, I know we're very much pushing the women's game here, but it is good to see the men and the mixed team getting some recognition as well, and growing within the military.
Oh, absolutely. It was a great contested match last night against the West Cheshire Wildcats, I believe. So close, and it's a different style of netball, but the guys can bring it just as much as the girls. I know the Army are really developing their men's squads and their mixed squads as well. I know the RAF are also developing their mixed squad. So any Navy people out there, come on. We'll take it 2025 for the men's teams, I think.
Absolutely. I'd like to see in a few years' time a really, combined inter-services where we maybe have 5 matches during the day. But I mean, it's hard enough to get 3 in, isn't it? We are enjoying it, and we're just waiting now for the 2 teams. And I can't tell you the tension. We have got one bench to the left of us full of Army, and then the RAF are pretty much taking up the other 2 bleachers. People leave us a nice space, probably because we don't stop talking throughout the whole match. But I mean, tension, it's exciting. I love netball. I love watching it. I love playing it. I think what we've shown over the last couple of days, and we show today, is how exciting a game it is. And I really hope, and TV friendly, it's a small contained space. The RAF then have, it's Nordia Masters' little girl bringing on the ball. Just a point note, it's her birthday today.
Oh,
and she's been painting nails of the Army team. You notice they've all got red nails. So little 5-year-old bringing on the ball for the start of the
getting the biggest
clap of the night. Yes,
biggest clap of the day.
And she'll hand it over to the RAF captain, Emily Fitzpatrick, who will start the match. And they understand we've got took the first centre. Starring moment for little one there. And we're underway here. Now, girls, I've been talking a lot about that centre pass and how important it is to win your centre pass and get a goal from it, because that's really the way netball works, isn't it? We saw over the last couple of days how important it was, teams getting 5 goals ahead and then turning over just like that. So the Army turning over the first ball. So that it's not impossible in netball to get back 10 goals, but it is imperative really that you win those centre passes.
Oh, absolutely. I think the RAF will be kicking themselves for losing this pass, but
it's back again.
It's back again. It's been the sort of how the games have played out the past couple of days. It'll go back and forth a few times, just settle the nerves in, and hopefully the RAF can convert this first one. Like I say, it's so important to convert your first centre pass and just maintain that possession.
That first centre pass definitely sets a precedent for the rest of the game. Lovely ball there from Faye, and that's what settles everybody on the team.
That's interesting. So that's something people may not have seen.
So that was a contact call, I believe, against Faye.
And Ellie Noeli picked up her defensive partner. That's allowed.
Yeah.
You don't see it very often, but it is allowed, so that she can try and intercept the ball. And then she was contacted. So a good move there from the Army. The Army, if you haven't figured out already, are in black and red. Of course, the RAF in light blue. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of. So first blood then to the Army, and that was Millie Price with a lovely work goal that took a while. And the Army will think that they have an advantage now, just because they took that first centre.
Yeah, the RAF will have to work hard to get this one back. Particularly if the Army go on a run of a few goals, they'll have to fight even more to to get back into the game. So that's 2 up now. Come on, the RAF.
It's something which the Army are very good at doing. Sometimes you don't even notice. They just slowly will creep up and creep up and creep up until they've got a big lead. It's how they win their games.
As well, you can see the skills as it gets fed a bit, lose the ball there, and the Army take full advantage. You don't want to be making mistakes like that, unfortunately. But we're coming back into the Army shooting circle now, and the skills that Ellie Noeli sometimes shows, the flair, the fake passes, it all makes for a good play, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a rare mistake from Ellie there, just passing the ball
as I'm praising her.
But yeah, I think, like I say, just both teams just need to settle down, keep possession. And again, it's a turnover ball. It's end-to-end stuff in the first 5 minutes.
I think when you see a long ball played in netball, sometimes it's a bit of a panic pass because obviously you've only got that 3 seconds on and they can't see anyone to pass to, which is credit to the Army for the defence they're playing. And then they panic and see someone free, but they're so far away that obviously in that instance there was an interception. So Ellie Noeli up again for goal, and a rare miss from her, but Millie has picked it up. And this is quite similar to that first game because there was a lot of nerves in that first quarter, wasn't there?
Absolutely, yes. And that's where we struggled a little bit, particularly against the RAF yesterday. Our nerves in the first half, we just didn't settle, and they sort of run away with it after that. But it's getting physical in that circle.
Yeah, a lot of contesting, as we say.
Hetty, you're
whether
in
it's
that circle
not
normally, so is that sort of a position that you love, that sort of argy-bargy?
Yeah.
Can I call it argy-bargy?
Argy-bargy, yeah. I love it in the circle. I love the contestment, and it's where all the action's at.
Okay, so the Army now in a strong position, just 3 goals up. Noeli there with a long-range attempt, but it will now be RAF ball from the back line.
Oh, it's great ball to court there.
Lovely drive there.
Emily,
what a ball.
We saw a lot of that yesterday. It was, I talk a lot about the tall player, especially in the circle, but it's not as easy as it looks to take those balls, to take the overheads. So the RAF are on the scoreboard, and it's 3-1 to the Army, and the RAF have the centre pass, so they'll look to come within a goal of the ladies in black and red. Yeah, it's not easy when you see someone like Faye, obviously in your team, Emily as well, when you see these tall people take, it may look easy, but it's incredibly hard.
That was a feed from Ash, I think. That was Ashley Davis into the circle.
So the RAF definitely back in this contest early on, 3-2 to the Army, and it's their centre pass, but 2 goals in a row is always going to get the heartbeat racing. Lovely feed.
That was a beautiful cross centre court ball there. Just an easy feed into the goal attack.
Draws the defenders away,
Absolutely.
opens up that space.
RAF win possession.
Again, nobody seems to be quite settled on their shots yet.
Not at all. This is very similar to that first game. I think it was only 5-5 after the first quarter in your first game, and it did feel like there were a lot of nerves out there, but it's understandable. The Army are looking to defend a title they've, vociferously held on to for years. Apart from your win in 2016, but the RAF are desperate at home, probably the best team they've had in years as well. Lovely long ball there from Millie Price, and another goal for the Army, 4-2.
And the RAF there just hitting the pockets again for a nice feed into the goal shooter.
Yeah, with someone like Faye, and also Ash Davis in the circle as well, they're gonna keep in touch definitely. And the way we saw them, pull away as well yesterday, we know that they're capable of. They did make a few too many mistakes, I think, yesterday. I think that's what they were trying to look to improve today against the Army. Millie Price there. So 5-3 to the Army. Hetty, Gemma, you touched on it there, the pockets, but also the play around the shooting circle and how crucial that is. Again, something that looks quite easy, just a nice lob over, but when you've got defence on you, and it's quite a hard thing to work out, and a lot of set pieces go on there as well, don't they?
Absolutely. Across the circle ball is always a bit of a dangerous ball, but if it comes off, it is quite fantastic to see. But you've always got to be aware, like people like Dee and people like Julie are always waiting for that ball to come across, and they're always ready for that interception.
They're reading the game. I mean, that's basically, you know, to be a good netballer, you have to pretty much know what's happening 3 shots in advance.
The RAF just need to keep this safe now and try and turn it over into goal.
It's so loud in here.
Yeah, that was a footwork call there, unfortunately, by the wing defence.
That's unusual at this level, isn't it?
And usual for Lauren as well. She's normally quite consistent with the footwork. But again, just those nerves, like you say, the tension's unbelievable. And again,
when you make a mistake, you always feel like you have to work that little bit harder to get the ball back.
You can tell. I mean, Hannah Frey uncharacteristically making a mistake there, but it was a very, very close contact call, wasn't it?
Yeah, very close.
When you're on the line, that's what happens. More footwork in the circle from Ellie Noeli there.
And the RAF just capitalising on that mistake. Some nice balls.
Oh, what a take.
Wow.
And nice ball in.
Absolutely brilliant. And Faye Bateson, reliable as ever, pops another one in for Light Blues, and they are level. It is 5-all. Well, we said that 3 goals is nothing, and they have proved it. And it's their centre pass, so a chance for the RAF to go ahead for the first time in the match here. Ball into Bateson. A little bit of pressure getting to her then, but so Bolokori then for the Army.
Just getting a little bit stuck in the centre court there. We just need to open up the space.
This is some beautiful defence from the RAF actually, is they're really holding the Army high up the court.
Yeah, it's unusual to see this many passes before going into goal, so that says a lot about the RAF defence.
Oh, that was a great fake move there from Ellie.
Ellie pulling out the big guns for such a crucial match.
Oh, and there's a double penalty there, so she'll have a free shot at goal.
So the Army maintaining their lead in this game, the final game of the Inter Services here at RAF Cosford, and it's been a really, really well organised 3 days with 3 games of netball every day, including a men's match yesterday for the Army men. So Noeli again with the ball for the Army. I'm really loving the little drop passes. But all 3 teams have used those little drop passes in the shooting circle.
Absolutely. When you're as short as I am, and you get these tall defenders,
welcome to my world. Yeah.
you've got to use that drop ball and little fakes just to throw them off a little bit.
As a defender, I can confirm that is my worst ball. I hate it. I can't get down.
It's just you can't do it without contacting it, can you?
No, you can't get down low enough, quick enough.
Oh, lovely ball in.
Faye again. That's 7-6 then to the Army, and they have the centre pass. It's very
lovely dodge there.
Oh, straight in.
If you told me Anna Mulderring was into long distance running, I could have told you that just from. I brought this up. Her hero is Mo Farah.
Yes,
you can tell, can't you? From
she is definitely a runner. I've got the stamina just to take this game for the whole hour.
Absolutely. And that was a good move from Hannah Frey actually, which she was contacted by the Army, so it's back in RAF possession. They look a little bit bunched there, but.
Yeah, they use their reset, they use their defenders just to reset themselves and open up the space and just to try and get that ball nicely in the circle.
With teams like the Army as well, where they do have such amazing flyers, which is when they run onto the ball, short, sharp passes sometimes are best. It's knackering for the team, but it's such a good way to keep the ball safe.
Yeah, and I'm definitely seeing a lot more. There's a lot more passes than I've seen over the last couple of days. Do you think both teams have quite a similar style then?
Yes.
Oh wow, that was something else from Sally Fisher.
That was a lovely rebound there from Steph.
lovely passage of play, which didn't end up in Army, but first of all, Sally Fisher's interception and straight into goal, but then the RAF's defence as well.
Again, just looking to reset, just waiting for that pass just to pop it into the shooter. And there's a contact call against Dee there.
So Ash Davis with a mid-range attempt, and she's successful. So we're back on even pegs again. It is 7-all, and this is going to go to the wire, girls.
It is. I don't think my nerves can take it. I'm not even playing.
It's only going to get louder in here as well.
Well handled by Bateson, and this could be it. This could be the RAF going ahead for the first time in the match. They are 8-7 against the Army team. This is breathtaking stuff. Breathtaking. A mistake there. We're going to lose our bleachers. I'm convinced of it.
That was such a key goal for the RAF. The confidence that they'll have now being ahead of the Army, which hasn't been done yet, is amazing.
That is.
Great interception there by Dee. And they just need to settle it down, just take the ball nicely as they are through court. And just be patient with the ball. The RAF can't do anything if they haven't got the ball, so just be patient.
I'm really enjoying that's a lovely feat. I mean, they were doubly teaming on Ellie, and it left Millie free there. Noelle then bringing the Army back to equality. Do you know one of my favourite combinations here is Hannah Frey against Amy. Is it Amy Howe? Sorry, yeah. Hannah Frey against Amy Howe. I think wing defence and wing attack.
Oh yeah, they're always a good contest there.
Yeah.
Both experienced players, and they'll know each other. They know each other's style, and they would have watched each other in the previous games just to see if they can get one up on each other. And there was a lovely step around there.
Yeah, one of those little drop passes. And Ellie does this I just love her fake, like she's going to drop it. That did it again there. I don't know where she's going to put it.
That's very much the Fijian style.
Is it? Okay.
It is. It's very. I like to call it sassy, and it's very much the Fijian and also the Jamaican style of play.
Okay.
The little fakes.
They are
the
more flair than us, aren't they? So the Army ahead 9-8. Hetty, sorry, interrupted.
So that's one of Ellie's strong points, is just how she plays the circle and how she works the circle. Makes it so hard for the defenders to not get pulled up for contact, to get their hands round.
Noelle then putting the Army back in the lead, 10-8. Bates in there, just not quite getting the ball off the line, so it's back in Army possession. Okay, we are at the end of the first quarter. That is 10-8 to the Army, but the RAF are not here as just hosts. They are here to compete. It's been an incredibly exciting first 15 minutes. We just need a bit of a breather here. I don't know if we'll have any voices left by the end of this, girls. But whilst we do that, let's go away and we'll look ahead to the Inter Services Snow Sports Championships, which start tomorrow in Maribel. Hello and welcome to Courses Sport.
You've been doing all right with the tries, haven't you, last couple of seasons?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Amy Cocaine, as always, a real pleasure.
just watching that Maribel promo, I'm lucky enough that I am flying out this evening to go and watch the skiers, snowboarders, and very importantly, telemarkers. It has been noted that was missed off our promo, but we do not forget them. They are an amazing discipline, and we love to have them at the Inter Services Snowsport Championships. But let's forget about skiing and snowboarding and telemarking. We've got netball live for you from RAF Cosford at the moment, and I'm joined by two Royal Navy players, Gemma Williams and Hetty Tinsdale, who are progressively losing their voices as we come to day 3. But guys, just give me a little, snippet of what that first quarter. We haven't even got to a half yet. What are your feelings on that first quarter?
I think both teams are very nervous, and the Army just settling down, just to give them that 10-8 lead. You can see the girls there. They was just sitting in their defensive and attacking groups there, and they'll be going through what's working and what's not. Just going through some passage of play. And I know Nadia will have something to say about the defensive end as well.
From the RAF, I think they still need to settle. They've put some beautiful shots up and they're staying in the game. But I think hopefully this quarter they can keep the ball.
Right. Thank you, Hetty. Thank you, Gemma. They're giving a very expert view to this game, which I cannot provide. I just provide talk. So, as we head in to the second quarter here at RAF Cosford, just a reminder to tell us where you're watching on the Forces News YouTube and Forces News Facebook sites. I'm seeing the comments come in. I will try and bring them up, but as we've witnessed, netball is a very fast game and it's hard to keep up. So I will be bringing some of those comments to you. But yes, tell us where you're watching from. I hope we have a totally global audience, because this netball tournament deserves it. The Army are 10-8 up, but currently in possession. So Millie Price, just teetering over the edge there, and Ellie Noelli couldn't quite save the ball. So RAF possession. Just a word about Julie Adamson. She obviously played Masters for 9 years, but has been called back into the Open. So it just shows you age is no limit.
Absolutely, I'm pushing the big 4-0, and I'm still playing. It's very much a sport where you can continue to play beyond the youth years. And yeah, it's a good sport for all. You have stuff like walking netball as well, and it just gets everybody involved. And it keeps people involved, especially in military sport as well.
The RAF very close there. They had 2 goals on the run. 1 goal and then the chance of another one, but unfortunately Bateson missed, and Bolacoro had a great rebound. So the Army back in contention here. Well, 10-9 up, but the RAF missing an opportunity to equalise, and it's back in the Army goal with Millie Price, and that is 11-9.
I think the Army have made a change to their wing attack, I believe. Is this Chloe that's come on?
That is right, Chloe Merrion is on.
Yes. Maybe a tactical change, or maybe just coaches wanted to speak to the previous wing attack, just to go through some things that they want to work on throughout the game. It's all about changing it up. It's all about keeping everybody guessing. And the more substitutes, the better. Yeah. Not so good for us, because we won't remember the names.
They're written down, don't worry. I'm just not very familiar what they look like. But yeah, it's interesting you talk about that, because in your first game against the Army, obviously that something wasn't working in that first quarter, and there were so many changes made on both sides and at both ends. We had Dee obviously going down to the other end to play in the shooting circle instead of defending it. Another nice niche thing to do with netball, it's a very fluid game, isn't it, like that, and everything happens very quickly.
Yeah, I think the key thing is, with a lot of changes, especially from a defensive point of view, is you don't want your shooters to settle. If they settle, then they put the shots up and the feeds are on. So sometimes keeping it guessing, switching it up, is a really good way to keep the goal attacks and goal shooters having to switch it up.
The RAF then keeping in touch with another goal. They are 12-10 down. But they
attempted layup there from Ellie.
We're not playing basketball. So back in the Army shooting circle, and Millie Price. Hetty, just talk us through the defence tactics when they're so close to goal, like in that instance, and you have to be the 3 feet. Is it just distraction? Are you allowed to shout at them?
Yeah, you're meant to be 3 feet, but when they are close to goal, you don't want to not do anything.
Yeah.
So it's almost like keeping your discipline, but then sometimes sticking an arm up, trying to get as far away from possible is better than nothing. But those under the post shots are just, they're not what you want as a defence.
No, they're not. But that's a
lovely tip there.
Interestingly, feed into Faye Bateson there, and Catherine Chadwick came out of nowhere. I'm not going to say this early on that they figured it out, but that's what they'll do over the course of the game. She'll figure out where Faye is getting these passes from, and if she can get a tip, that just mucks up their system, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just Faye, it's the feeder. So if you can get your arms over the person feeding the ball, then that feeder is going to go higher, and that's easier for the defence to pick up at the back. Hannah Frey, who's doing a lot of the feeding into Faye, she has a very good feed, very pinpoint accuracy.
So Emily Fitzpatrick then with a chance to feed. Oh, nice fake there from Ash Davis, lovely fake, and it gives Bateson a chance for another shot at goal, and it is 13-11, still to the Army, but the RAF most definitely in touch. This is a brilliant game of netball. And in such a fast-paced game, I mean, you've seen Chloe Merriam come on. Is that footwork?
I think that was a footwork call.
Okay,
yeah, so that was the arms up. The RAF had their arms over the players, and there just was nowhere
to pass,
to throw the ball.
And that, the girls don't want to be picked up for repossession, so the dance you saw around the ball there was because she couldn't pick it up because she'd already possessed the ball.
That's right, yeah.
Another rule in netball. And it used to be that if you picked it up with one hand that was allowed, but that doesn't seem to be allowed now. Once repossession is repossession, regardless whether it's one hand or two.
Yeah, it was all about the control. If you haven't taken control of the ball, you could tap it down and take it again. But they are getting pretty hot on that, and it varies between umpires. Some pick it up, some don't.
Have a dig at the umpires there.
No, it's all the umpire.
It's subjective.
Has been fantastic.
Well, actually, I think it was the RAF girls on the first day were saying that you get to know which umpires will pick up what, and you actually play to their strengths or weaknesses. So I imagine they do the same in football and other sports.
Absolutely. They can be your extra player on the court. So, yes, you have to know your umpires and know what they like and what they don't.
14-12 then to the Army following another RAF Bateson goal, but the Army still just in the lead, but 2 goals is nothing in netball, let me tell you that. We've seen bigger leads, bigger deficits met up as Millie Price takes it. 3 seconds, yeah. Well, she wanted to pass it to Noelle, and good RAF defence meant she couldn't. This really is toe-to-toe stuff, and I really hope you're enjoying it. I'm just going to read a few messages from our sites. I know I'll probably miss a couple of goals, but we are just having lots of support for both sides. Come on, the RAF from Sim, you've got this. Some very helpful person has said an interesting variation of US basketball, but we can ignore that. Someone Righteous by Face says I'm torn between RAF and Army. So there we go, someone who's going to have a very exciting afternoon. And let's go to Facebook now. Army Sport Control Board, let's go the Army. I think they have an automatic ticker that just puts that up every time the Army are playing anything. Louise Davis-Smith, go Army, go Jo Van, who is obviously a coach and a former team Bath member, isn't she? So good to have that on the Army side. Jackie Scholes, let's go RAF. Samantha Hale, great work, Millie and Ellie, that's the Army shooters. And Samantha Hale also says she's watching from Gloucester, supporting Millie with her 2 nieces and #1 supporters. I love that. I love it when family can watch. Absolutely brilliant.
So that was a lovely shot there from Ash Davis, who just took the score to 14-14, making it even more exciting.
I told you I'd missed something.
And a great pick-up by the defence.
Wow. That was a bash. That was something you don't normally see in netball, probably more rugby league style. Bodily contact there. But yeah, Ash having a great inter-services. Doesn't get as many balls in as Bateson because of the height thing, but RAF definitely in a perfect patch. Like you said, Hetty, whilst I was chatting away, 14 all. and they seem to be they seem to be in control now. Do you think home support will make a difference? Because it's loud here.
Oh, it will definitely make the difference. The RAF are always known for being loud, and particularly on the bench as well. You can always hear them, and it's very intimidating and very annoying. I think that was a caution there just for that defender. Just being a bit overzealous with the contact.
Okay, so Ash Davis then, will she take the shot or will she feed to Bateson? She's fed to Bateson, and Faye is under the post again.
And that's another lead for the RAF. So, like I said, toe-to-toe, 15-14.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. It's wrapped up in all the noise.
Yeah. Just to explain, Hetty doesn't have headphones on, so I have to lean in and, so she can hear me.
We're all getting a bit pretty close here.
Pretty close, quite close. But yeah, the RAF have the ball on the edge of the shooting circle. The umpire is also cautioning the wing defence again, the Army wing defence. Now, all I was saying, Hetty, is it's toe-to-toe stuff, and the RAF. I think we ran a poll, and a lot of people said Army will win hands down, not just on this game, but the whole tournament. But this is by the most outstanding RAF team I've ever seen play, and I've been covering netball, in the military for 10 years. So this could be, and you say they're building, so this could be the start of something.
Yeah, definitely exciting from this RAF team, and a lot of this team not only have played together last season, pretty much almost exactly the same lineup, but a lot of them did UCAF last year as well, which is the UK Armed Forces team.
Yeah.
And so that's all that extra training, extra playing together, playing with the Army, playing with the Navy, learning how they play. So it all makes a difference, and it all adds up, and you can see it here.
You can see the defence just doubling up on Millie. Just changing up with their defence, just to shake the shooters in that Army circle.
And missed there by Muldoon, but it's been picked up by Ellie. Millie Price with a great. I called it a landing stride the other day. Is that right? The split legs the split jump when shooters land.
Split landing is so annoying, isn't it, for us defenders?
Absolutely.
Especially when they do it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, just move edge closer into the
little hug of the umpire then from Chadwick.
And Hannah just adjusting her label. Or a bib, I should call it. Yeah, gone are the days of the old school bibs now with all these Velcro. Much easier, isn't it? So Millie Price with a chance for the Army to go up, but the RAF again, pressure from them. Muldoon so quick on the ball.
I have to say, Anna is having a fantastic game. She's come on into centre, and she's just created space down that court for the Army and going for every ball.
You talked about earlier, Hetty, you talked about the flyers. Is that just a specific way of playing? Is it the sort of the ones you've just got? I don't know how to describe it. They do come flying in, like Hannah just did then, flying in from all directions.
Yeah, so especially from goalkeeper position, if you're on that goal shooter, you have all that view of the court, and if you can see a long ball coming across, again, long balls, easy to intercept. If you can see that long ball coming across, coming out, going up into the air and taking that ball, it's like the glory ball for a defender. It's what you aim for, but it's dangerous because it leaves the goal shooter open, so you have to be confident and you have to be fast.
As the RAF go 1 up again. Yeah. It was interesting watching in sorry Gemma, but watching in that shooting circle, because we were talking about the RAF defence at the other end.
Yeah,
the Army defence, that Bateson is not getting the shot, she's getting but she's not getting the immediate feed. They're having to pass it around. It's not working like it was yesterday.
Lovely tip. Talk about defence. Lovely tip there from Dee. Reverse handed it, took it down to herself.
That's a real skill as well, because as a player, you sort of have you go with the other hand, don't you? And that causes the contact. But she's obviously so used to that. It just looked like a nice little flip down.
Lovely clean move.
Yeah. Nice. Hands again.
And another turnover by the RAF and another goal.
Yeah. So the RAF here, 17-15 up. This has been, I keep saying it, but toe to toe. Anna Muldering just saying to her team, calm down, because they're losing possession probably in fairly basic ways, and they won't like the fact that they are behind. But if anyone can come back, this Army team I'm sure can.
And that's a replay ball there.
That's the calm down.
Yes, absolutely. And that just gives the RAF another opportunity to bring the ball down court.
Just keeping the ball safe is key in this sort of thing. Keep it going. Lovely break there from Ash Davis. So that's ideal as a shooter to have your defence outside the circle.
Yeah.
Good opportunity for a shot.
So that puts the RAF. We've got a minute and 15 seconds left of this quarter until half-time. The RAF, for the first time, are 3 goals up in the Army. It's not decisive, as Chadwick takes a lovely interception there, but it's not decisive. 3 goals is nothing in netball. But the RAF again winning possession. Absolutely purple patch from them. They are riding the wave at the moment.
And that was a contact call against Chloe. And again, giving RAF another opportunity. The Army will be kicking themselves that they're giving these chances to the Air Force.
Yeah. Ash and Faye Bateson, fortunate there, feed in to Faye, which was tipped out by the Army, but probably wasn't a shot that was on.
Lovely drive.
Dee just knows where the ball is, even when she's not looking. Lovely, and that puts the RAF, they are 19-15 up. This is spine-tingling.
Well, I think I might be buying the rounds tonight.
The Army comes straight back. Millie Price with a chance in the Army goal, and she scores. So 19-16. We are 5 seconds away. This could be the half-time score. Emily Fitzpatrick will hold the ball for a second. So the RAF are 19 goals. The Army are 16. Wow. Did you expect this?
I certainly didn't. I knew it was going to be close, but I always thought the Army would be coming into this second half ahead. So, but fair play to the RAF. They're totally bringing it to them.
It's not a position the Army are used to being in either. They're very rarely on the back foot in a game, so it will be interesting just to see how they react to this.
And also, you could tell, especially it's probably from the moment the RAF went ahead, just in this quarter, they started to panic. You saw Anna, vice captain, saying calm down, and that's what was needed, because they're maybe panic setting because it's an unfamiliar position from them. They like to lead from the front, don't they? Right, so we are at half-time here at RAF Cosford in the final game, and it is the final because both of these teams haven't lost yet. So the RAF 19, the Army 16. And just to give us another little bit of a break, I'm going to be showing you, not me, engineers back at the office, going to be showing you some football from BFBS, and in case you missed it, which is a good roundup of what we've been covering across the forces world recently in sport.
Hi, I'm Simon Hunter, and this is In Case You Missed It. In Rugby Union, the Royal Engineers have retained their Army Intercorps title. The Sappers mastered the tricky conditions best to comfortably beat the Royal Logistic Corps in Aldershot. 27-7 was the final score. But the logisticians did enjoy some success in finals day by lifting the women's title. The snow and sleet made for a low-scoring game as they edged past the composite side of the Royal Artillery and Army Air Corps. It finished 10-6 to the Royal Logistic Corps. RAF player Caris Williams-Morris has been selected for the Welsh squad for the Women's Six Nations. The flying officer, who also plays for Loughborough Lightning, is in the 36-strong squad for the game against Ireland on March the 25th. Her selection comes after she was awarded a full-time player contract by the Welsh Rugby Union. Lance Bombardier Jody Soul has won the Grand Military Gold Cup for a 4th time in his racing career. He was on board Broken Halo at Sandown, the same horse he rode to victory at last month's Royal Artillery Gold Cup. He's now level with Jamie Snowden for the most wins in the event. Next, Captain Kat Matthews is preparing to face her demons as she returns to top-level competitive triathlon. The Army physio has chosen the US Ironman Championships in Texas for her comeback, which will be raced just a mile from the spot where she nearly died last year. She fractured her skull, 2 vertebrae in her neck and her sternum while on a training ride in October while preparing for the Ironman World Championship.
And welcome back to RAF Cosford for the second half of this Inter Services final match between the British Army and the Royal Air Force. The Royal Air Force are ahead 19-16. I know that people have been loving netball over the last couple of days. We've got some new fans. We've got Jake Gosling, UCAF footballer, and he's decided this is much harder sport than football. So there you go. There's a new fan right here. It's good to see the PTI supporting and the RAF out in support. Hetty's returned. I did give them a bit of a break, and it is hard stuff up there. We're all sweating from our lips. I'll just read some messages whilst the RAF team gather and come out. We've got someone watching from Portsmouth. Just wanted to highlight that. Wishing the best of luck to all the players. Don't know who to support. I want Army to win, but I don't want RAF to lose in the backyard. That's from Michaela McKay. So, as we welcome back in Gemma and Hetty, who are just as excited as I am about this, the second half. It'll be an RAF start, and that's an advantage that they would want to be in because they are ahead 19. And we've talked a lot about how crucial that centre pass is. So Emily Fitzpatrick, captain of the RAF, will have centre pass now, and that in the mind is a really strong way to start the second half of the RAF as they are ahead.
Absolutely, it just gives you that extra cushion, that extra goal, and it'll make the Army have to work even harder to get those balls back.
Now, I've seen a change that the Army have made, and it means that Ellie Noeli has gone to goal attack, and we've got Dee in the goal shooter. So that dream duo that you were talking about before the game started has evolved, and that will be as a direct result of the Army being down.
Absolutely, we love and hate this partnership. When we're playing against it, we hate it, but to watch is absolutely...
And at a UCAF level as well, presumably you would love it as well.
Yes.
Absolutely, and just those little pops there into Dee.
And her elevation, Dee's elevation.
Up to now. Sorry, Hetty.
I was just saying Dee's elevation is kind of unmatched, and just having her there as a strong point to feed to is a good decision for the Army, I think.
They're just forcing that ball in.
That was probably not the pass they should have made, but again, that's pressure from the RAF, isn't it?
Absolutely. Oh, and pressure again. This
turnover.
Picked it back up. And that was a nice through ball there. And straight into Dee, who converts it nicely.
So the Armies are up now 19, well, sorry, they're up to 18. The RAF still ahead by 1, but the Army definitely making the better of the beginning of this second half. The RAF in possession, but...
that's that fly from Chadwick there.
It was a fly, you're absolutely right. But I like the position that Ash has taken, in that she knows Faye may well get those feeds in, but she hangs off so that she's free. So the RAF maintaining that lead. They are 20 goals to 18. And Dee just plucked that ball out of nowhere. Not her ball.
Out of hands. So Steph was in front of Dee then, and she had the ball, and Dee took it out.
It just shows you that you just go for every ball. You were saying earlier it's better sometimes to get the contact and not go at all, because then it can be 50-50.
Yeah, absolutely.
21-18 to the RAF then, and really it's just a case of the light blues keeping up this momentum. Lovely ball into Faye Bateson, and they are 22-18 up, and the bleachers are not going to last this game. I'm absolutely convinced of it.
The Army now just need to settle down and just start to put these shots up. What they don't want is for the RAF to go onto a few goal run.
Oh no.
Yeah, so Noelle then not quite. She was quite a long shot for her. And she take your arms.
Lovely strength there from Julie in the back end.
It's so frustrating when you're down and you just don't seem to be able to keep your own ball, but really it's your own. That's on you, you know, to play it calm. As Muldering was saying just before half time, keep it calm. Ash Davis there fighting for the ball on the ground. Lovely mid-range shot. Wow, the RAF are going wild. Ash Davis definitely playing her part. 23-18, that's a 5-goal deficit to the RAF, and they are flying.
I think what we're really seeing in this match is Ash Davis coming out. Necessarily yesterday she came off halfway through, but today she is on fire. She's driving that space, she's creating options, and she's been the playmaker for that attacking end.
Another mistake by the Army, brought on by pressure. You can see the calm down. Yeah, interestingly, Ash, I don't know if she picked up a knock in yesterday's game, but you saying it was your fault, Hetty? She was sort of laughing.
I think I need her in the back of the leg during the game.
Funny.
Not on purpose, obviously.
And it's done her good, so she's fine. So,
yeah,
RAF in possession then, and it's a foul against Chadwick. Oh no, sorry, Chadwick's in the goal. Hannah Frey then, 2 Ash Davis. That's a Chadwick flyer.
and that's what Catherine Chadwick does so well, is she reads the game and she will get those balls, and she has the arms to get those balls.
So I can just blame my short arms, is that what you say? For the fact that I never get balls like that. blame my short arms. Noelle then to put the Army at 20 goals, the RAF at 24.
And the Army call in time there just to make some switches.
Yes,
so I think
it doesn't often happen. You can call time in netball. It's normally such a flowing game, but they're obviously making the changes because, again, they're behind, and I don't think it's entirely 100% working for them. So 24-19, so still a 5-goal deficit.
I think this is Robin coming on into wing defence for the RAF. She made a big impact on the game yesterday for them, so it'll be interesting to see her down that defensive end.
And who's come into centre now, taking over from Anna? Is that Sally Fisher back in?
What was that?
My apologies. The Army centre. Apologies.
Oh, Sally. Is that Sally? Sally.
Yeah. Because obviously Anna took over for a while, but they're shaking things up. So the RAF in possession on the back line. And
it's been a contact call.
Oh, it's contact call, apologies.
There's a penalty in the circle there.
Faye Bateson then with a mid-range shot, pops it up, and it goes off the back of the court.
But she gets another shot.
That's another penalty.
Obstruction call there.
Ash Davis stepping up. The RAF in the lead by 6 now.
Lovely play.
So this is back on what we sort of expect, when you have a centre pass, you'd expect to score a goal from that. But this game has been a bit topsy-turvy. The Army with a turnover there, and that would be crucial for them, so they need to remain calm, keep playing the ball around.
The RAF just giving them a little bit too much space there, and just allowing them to play in that end third.
And that was unfortunate because Julie Adamson was obviously caught outside of the shooting circle, so both shooters were available. So another shot for Dee Bolokoro, and that tips its way in. The Army are creeping back, but they're still 4 down, 25 to 21.
There's a strong centre from the Army.
Oh, risky, but it paid off.
And here we go.
Nice. Okay, so this is the momentum we were talking about.
This is the comeback.
Not if Ash Williams has got anything to do with it.
Taken there from Ash.
Ash Davis, you're Williams. Another Army turnover. How to... Another lovely fake ball. Yeah, some brilliant play on the edge of the shooting circle. Noelle to Bolokoro. We've heard that many times before. And another goal for the Army. So, the deficit only 2 now. The RAF need to take a breath.
But the Army just that centre. Just the wing attack, just breaking the line there on the centre pass.
And that happens when you're getting, involved in the game. And probably can't hear the whistle. Another contact by the Army, so
that's Amy has been pulled up for contact, I believe, so this is leaving the circle.
Yeah.
Catherine's been pulled up for contact.
Yeah, off the ball as well.
Off the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if our cameraman caught that, but of course in the circle, whilst there was one contact being called, Catherine Chadwick trying to cover both shooters, and a lovely goal there from Ash Davis, who was also down for contact. So advantage RAF there, 26-23.
Lovely take there from Hannah Frey. Drive, really creating that space down the court. Oh.
I mean, that could be seen as a panic pass, but
yes,
it's paid off, and Faye Bateson is storming it for the Royal Air Force. They are 27-23. And they've largely stayed with the same setup, bar maybe one change there at half-time, but they are, in my eyes, and they're novice eyes, but look like they are... That flurry wasn't just a coincidence. This is a very strong RAF team taking on the Army here.
Absolutely. Come on, Dee. Pop it in.
So easy, Dee. Come on. 24-27. The Army are down 24. The RAF with 27. And as we keep saying in netball, it's just a question of winning your centre pass. As the RAF give away possession again, and also called up for being too close.
That was a lovely interception there from the wing defence, Army.
But again, on another long ball into a pocket that possibly they could have read as well.
When you throw those pocket balls, they have to be high,
yes,
and they've got to be pinpoint.
Haven't they? Advantage RAF. Dee Bolokoro contacting there. Well done, Ash Davis, cutting out the defence there. So thank you to everyone who's watching on Facebook and on YouTube, as the RAF got another goal, and they are 28-24 here in RAF Cosford for the final game of the Inter Services. This is the pinnacle. This rare mistake there from Bolokoro, but was she contacted?
Yeah, there's a contact call against Julie
by
there.
Julie, yeah.
They all know each other. They've played against each other a few times over the years.
Oh, lovely well in from Ellie Noelle. 25-28 then.
That was a lovely ball into Hannah Frey there. It's contact against Ash Davis. So it's an Army ball.
That was a classic case of her giving away contact and then trying to redeem herself there. But
absolutely, if you make a mistake, you do everything you can to get that ball back.
Some of these high passes, I appreciate that Dee is going to get 99% of those, but they are very high risk, aren't they?
They are high risk, and to be fair, the RAF defence are doing well.
Yeah.
The Army are looking to claw their way back. They are only 2 goals down now, 26-28, and Dee Bolokoro with another chance under the goal. And that was nice and smooth. They're in touching distance, and we are back on almost level pegging. The RAF need to put their heads up, arms up, just do what they've been doing right. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Another flyer there. So 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Just a reminder that there's another 3-minute break. Wow, lovely long-range shot from Ash Davis. She's pulling them out of the bag here. So the RAF stay in the lead, 29-27. Yeah, contact there by Julie Adamson. But she has got a near impossible task there in that goal.
I think the Army are starting to build their confidence in those feeds today, and they've kind of figured it out now, and that's making it a bit easier. And they've picked up on these pocket balls that the RAF are doing, so I think the RAF need to switch up their attack a little bit and to keep in it.
But the RAF don't want to panic now, do they? Even.
No, the last thing you want to do is panic, because then
they're still in the lead. They just need to stay in the lead.
Yes.
That's what they'll be saying to themselves.
As long as they keep score off their centres, like you say, how important the centre. If they keep scoring off their centre, they'll win the game.
Yeah. Centre passes are so crucial.
Absolutely. So, unfortunate mistake
good pick up there.
That was a lovely tip there from Steph, just a hand between the ball.
Amy Howe having to retrieve the ball from behind the medals table.
Yeah, she had a sneaky look at those medals, I think.
Can't put your name on it yet, Amy. We are back to level pegging. Wow, this is heart and mouth stuff. This really is brilliant. Julie Adamson will take it. That's a turnover. And that's contact against Dee, so the RAF get to reset.
This is a very key play for the RAF here. They need to keep this for their own confidence and to keep the Army trying.
Oh, unfortunately there for Faye, she didn't have a choice. She was going out of court. Yes. Wow. End of the third quarter. It is 30-all people. I cannot tell you how exciting this is. This is exactly the game you want for the final game of the competition.
Absolutely. Pity we're not involved. But it's absolutely fantastic to watch. Really, really good netball being played out there.
Gemma, you have more than contributed to a wonderful tournament. It's been a really great 3 days, and believe me, commentary is just as exciting. You just have to go for a run afterwards to get rid of all that pent-up energy.
I think I'll be running to the bar.
Yeah, and buying drinks. So just so we can have another breather, thank you so much to everyone who's watching on Forces News YouTube and Facebook channels. We're just going to look a bit more football now. We've got a few footballers in the crowd watching, and they might be converts, so that's all good news for us. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Hello and welcome back to RAF Cosford. Just showing you promo there for Inter Services football, of course men's and women's, coming up over the next 3 weeks. And like I said, we've got some footballers in the crowd here and they're loving it. It is 30 all, you heard me right. It could not be any closer. Two incredibly strong teams playing here. Army 30 goals, RAF 30 goals. The noise is intense. I've got goosebumps. I can report that this is great stuff. The RAF coming back onto court, and we can almost not hear ourselves, because let me remind you that the Army, apart from a Navy win in 2016 in the open category, the Army have dominated ladies netball. And the RAF, I don't think I've seen them win this category since I've been at BFBS, which is a good 12, 13 years. So a lot of these girls here won't have experienced victory. I'm not saying the RAF are definitely going to win, but wow, they can be so proud of this performance.
Yeah, I think whatever the result today, both teams have to be proud of a performance, because the netball that we're seeing right now, the standard and the drive from both teams is outstanding.
It really is. It's showcase. I'm really glad we've been able to do this to showcase netball, and I know I keep saying it, and I play at a really low recreational level, but it's such a good run around, and I think people are really impressed by the skills and the physicality on show.
That was a lovely interception there from Ash Davis
Crucial
to turn the ball around.
Yeah, and of course Faye Bateson then couldn't quite take that. Lovely by Amy Howe. And contact, so back in the Army hands. Just a reminder, it's 30 all here at RAF Cosford. The final 15 minutes of this very, very thrilling Inter Services Netball final. Trip there from Ellie, that'll be contact in the circle.
And we'll just maybe see a pop there, yes, yeah. Absolutely.
The Fijian duo of Ellie Noeli and Dee Bolokoro absolutely bossing the Army shooting circle, and the Army draw first blood in this final quarter. It's 31-30, but let's not write anyone off yet, because we have seen this game go from end to end. I think the Army have had a word with themselves in that little interval.
Absolutely.
So 2 goals to the good here, the Army against the RAF. It's 32 points to 30. Wow, Chadwick.
Unfortunately, she was just out caught there.
Impressive all the same, even though it ended in contact. Amy Howell again being contacted, which frees up.
So Faye just needs to be strong on her hold here.
Wow, lovely. Delicate.
She was
holding the post
there, just so she didn't get called up for interfering with the post.
Well, I tell you what, they're all still smiling, so that can only be a good thing.
Oh, that's an incredible play from...
That was quite basketball-esque, if you don't mind me saying that.
Yeah, no, it happens.
Yeah.
And that happens when you've got such a good connection between your goal shooter and goal attack. Ellie knows exactly where Dee is going to be, and Dee knows where Ellie's going to be, and just makes those little bits of flair and kind of showmanship really come alive.
So the RAF then 33-31 down, and Ash Williams with a chance for the light blue ladies. Palms off to Bateson, and she's under the goal, pops it in. We're back to 1 goal difference, 33-32 to the Army. And I've noticed there Ellie Noeli's being double teamed on the centre circle, centre pass as well, which is understandable maybe.
Yeah, what the RAF are doing, they're putting 2 on Ellie on the centre pass, and then 2 just backing off onto Dee, just to put that pressure on them.
Well done, Dee, in her own circle.
How is she still smiling? I have no idea.
She's such a lovely player as well. Lovely ball there from Hannah to Emily.
And a lovely drive from the goal attack across the baseline.
So that was Ash pulling the defence away. Brilliant. Ellie Noeli then to Maria Mital and Bolokoro. The RAF literally stretching every limb they can, but they trail 35-33. Hannah Frey, who has been a constant for,
brilliant,
she says. That always happens when I compliment someone, then something like that happens. Someone said to me that Amy Howell would be a hope for possibly Super League in the future. Do you rate her that highly?
Yeah, I do. This is the first time I've seen her play this Inter Services, but she's just everywhere she needs to be. And I think what we saw in our match against her in the Army Navy game, it's just a flair. She came on the court and she made an impact, and that's what you want from your defence. You want to be able to bring them in and just absolutely disrupt the play, which she does so well, and she just goes for everything, you know, and she gets it, which is amazing.
So just under 10 minutes remaining here at RAF Cosford for this final match of the Inter Services. And if you didn't... oh, wow. I mean, I'm speechless sometimes. You watch stuff like that, what can you say? And another one for Dee Bolokoro and another one for the Army. So they've grappled back to a 4-goal lead, 37-33.
Yeah, the RAF now just need to settle down and sort of stop this Army run and stop their flow of play. There's a bit of movement on the RAF bench, so they may look to make some changes to sort of disrupt the play. But they just need to settle down. There's still plenty of time to get back into this game.
The Army defending that incredibly well, because that took at least 15 passes to get the ball into the goal.
Yeah.
And a tip from Amy Howe. And another tip.
Yeah, they're just forcing it in there, and they don't really need to. They just need to play it round, just settle it round, use their reset, and then go again rather than force that ball in.
Wow.
Oh, but it's
that's how to do it.
That's a no goal. It was 3 seconds.
Oh, you're kidding.
The umpire called 3 seconds.
Oh dear.
Oh,
unfortunate from the Army there. That was, some adrenaline rush there, I think.
that jump from Dee, every time I see it, she's got such elevation.
There's a little bit of hustle and tussle there in the court.
So a certain Kerry Tinsdale is watching.
Oh, that's my mother.
Yeah. Excellent commentating, Hetty and Gemma. Go Navy. It's Hetty's mum here. There you go.
She's biggest fan. Navy Netball's biggest fan.
She's going to be carving out a commentary career for you now, you see. Phoning the Super League. Hetty's free.
She's a big Seven Stars fan as well. Big D fan.
Oh, there we go. So she's... As Dee Bolokoro gets another one in, that's 39-33 to the Army, and considering it was 30 all going into this final quarter, that's a considerable gain by the ladies in black and red, but anything can happen. We've seen the lead change many times in this game, and it's not impossible. But it's all about momentum, and at the moment that is with the Army.
And the RAF can still do this. It's not many turnovers, 3-4 turnovers, and they'll have it. But they need to stop the Army runs.
Ellie Noeli then helping out her shooting counterparts, and they have reached a score of 40 goals, 33, and a few changes being made. Hannah Frey going off, Annabelle Daring coming back on for the Army. Sorry, Hannah Frey. Oh yeah, she's putting on. I thought she was coming back on, but she's putting on bibs. The Army then with centre pass. They are ahead, 40 goals to 33. Ooh, yeah, offside.
Okay, so RAF possession there. Nice, amazing through balls through centre court.
Oh, I've had a lovely message. Sorry, I am watching the netball, but I've had a lovely message from his tag name is F1 Freak. So Lewis Bartley, who was here on the first day filming and is currently driving out to Maribel, they're watching, the crew are watching from the car in France. So big shout out to Lewis, to Claire and to Simon. Lewis is a Formula 1 freak. And netball is now his second favourite sport, so there you go.
He's been converted, I like it.
Absolutely, love filming it. And I'm sure Chris, who's here today, hopefully he's not driving, our director says, but yeah, let's hope not. Kids in the back have got the TV on, but we've got Chris Giles here today on camera, and a big thank you to Scott Richmond. We had a few technical issues 10 minutes from going live, and he manages to save the world. And in fact, both men here today, Chris has driven up from Plymouth, Scott is driving me to the airport later, and he made us go live. And so thanks to everyone, and of course to Sarah and Christopher back in the office, and James Smith, and everyone who's made this live possible, because I cannot tell you how long we've waited to put military netball in the spotlight, and I really hope that this reaps the benefits for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. What we just saw was a lovely interception from Chaz, who has just come onto the court in wing attack. It's so hard to make interceptions around that D, and you have to have precision timing to come in and do that.
Yeah. So Ash Davis here with a pretty long range shot, and Faye Bateson's going to take it instead. Both teams. So the RAF 35, the Army 40. We are into the last 5 minutes of this final here at RAF Cosford. This has been an hour of scintillating, fast, dynamic, thrilling netball, as Dee Bolokoro again takes it in the Army circle, and another goal for the Army, 41-35. Amy Howell again coming from absolutely nowhere, but she is penalised for that. And of course that leaves, it's been turned around. Wow.
Okay, lovely interception from Amy Howell.
I think, yeah, she had hands on. She had hands on the ball first. That's what she basically was contesting there. Yeah, contact by Moldering. And the RAF, to be honest, they all look as fresh as if it's the first quarter, but that says a lot about the fitness of military sports people.
A lot of drive.
Yeah.
Oh, a lovely little 1-2 there.
Risky.
Yeah. When you've got the defence doubling up on your shooter
exactly.
like that is...
it has taken Faye out of the game somewhat.
Yes. Oh, and a great take by the Army centre there on the top of the circle.
I think RAF centre Emily needed a bit more space, which she didn't have. The Army then 42 goals to 35, and they've really opened up in this last quarter. It was 30 all at half time, and we are being treated to some of the best netball you'll see at this level.
Unlucky from Seth there, that was a lovely tip, but Dee has taken the ball.
The Army then 43, the RAF 35, 2.5 minutes remaining.
Oh, I think we've just seen an injury from
I think
Ash.
that's an ankle. So Hannah Frey quickly coming on to replace. For the final 2.5 minutes, time has been stopped. And this is it, girls.
So Chez has come into that goal attack position.
Right.
And Hannah Frey back on in wing attack.
I think the RAF now needs to take these shots on goal. They're playing it around, but the Army defence is so tight. And with timer in and out, they need to convert the shots.
They've lost a reliable pass into Faye Bateson because Amy Howe and Catherine Chadwick are making such a massive difference in that defence circle.
Lovely there from the RAF goalkeeper.
She's there again.
She just comes from everywhere. All angles.
Well, I'm sure she was on the other side of the court. So we are 1 minute 40 from the end of this game, and it will finish at 1 minute 40. 43-35, the Army are up, and they are currently in possession. And I would not say bossing it, but it's unlikely that we'll see an RAF come back with such a short amount of time left.
I just wish there was another 15 minutes.
I know, I could sit all day.
But this is what the Army do so well. They're very good. They keep their cool. They chip away, and they can always step it up. And it's what's so frustrating about playing them.
Wow.
But what makes it so exciting to watch.
Yeah, of course. And like you said, sometimes they're your teammates, you know, if you get to UCAF level. So I know you'll all have celebratory drinks this evening with each other and chat through the 3 games.
There might still be some rivalry. There might still be a few dance-offs going on tonight.
Oh, wow, okay. Send us video of that, please.
Lovely ball there.
So we're into the final 40 seconds here for this final match. The RAF 35, the Army 44. A reminder that it was 30 all at one point, and the lead has changed many times. The RAF with another goal there.
That was a lovely feed there from Emily into Faye. Oh, and it's Amy Howell again.
Her way through the defence there. So only 15 seconds to go. The RAF can't win this, but it has been a fantastic 3 days of netball. This has been a fantastic match. I just want to say before we go off air, we're going to have to go off quickly, but big thank you to Gemma and to Hetty. Faye Bateson with the last say of the match, but no goal for them. The Army then are open category Inter Services champions, 44 points to 36. They beat the RAF. But if anything, and I know it's now, netball is the winner, because that was phenomenal. Hetty.
Yeah, absolutely. Netball is phenomenal. It's the best sport, in my opinion, and this just proves it.
And Gemma, thank you so much. Emotional, really.
Yeah, no, it's been an absolute pleasure. And just thank you to BFBS for bringing the sport out to everybody. This is the first time that this has been played live. So I just want to thank you guys, really.
Yeah, thank you.
Way to end. Thank you very much, girls. Do join us live next week for Inter Services Football. We've also got Maribel next week, and Super Thursday we're going to be bringing you 3 lives from the slopes. Let's hope the weather holds. It's been an absolute pleasure. The Army have dominated this championship. We've had development winners, we've had masters winners, and now open winners as well. But what a show of netball from the Royal Navy and from the Royal Air Force. We look forward to next year and bringing you more netball throughout the year. Thank you to the RAF for hosting. I'll leave you with more Maribel promo footage, and thanks again. I'm Kath Brazier. I'll see you next week.